Chapter 7. But why not? George asked. Officer Clement shook his head. I wish I knew, he said. If anyone ever needed a good liar, Pete does. Could we visit Pete? Dink asked. We could try to convince him to talk to the lawyer. Officer Phelan gazed at Dink across his desk. We have nothing to lose, he said finally. I will take you three to his cell for a few minutes. Explain to Pete that he needs a lawyer. The kids followed Officer Phelan out of his office along a hallway and down a set of stairs. At the bottom, Officer Phelan opened the steel door. Behind the door was a large, windowless room. In one corner, iron bars formed a small cell. Inside the cell, Pete Unkenholz sat on a chair, staring at his feet. I brought you some company, Officer Phelan said. He nodded at the kids and left the room. Pete looked up. He licked at his lips, but he didn't say anything. His eyes looked scared. How are you? Whitford asked. Pete shrugged. Fine, he said in a soft voice. Do you have your allergy medication? Dink asked. Pete nodded his head toward a box of allergen that stood on a small table. Officer Phelan really wants to help you, Josh said. He found you a good liar. Will you talk to her? Pete licked his lips again. Look, I appreciate your coming, but I already told them I told the boss. But you need a lawyer, Whitford said, and we don't think you took the faithfuls, even if you said you did. Pete's eyes widened, but he didn't say anything. When you went into the clubhouse for your medicine, did you see anyone out there? Josh asked. Pete shook his head. I told the bars, he muttered. But why won't you tell Officer Phelan where they are? Dick asked. And why won't you talk to the lawyer? Pete twisted in his chair, so his back was to the kids. Please just go away, he said over his shoulder. After a few seconds, the kids left. They walked back to Officer Phelan's office. Any luck? The police chief asked. He told us to go away, said Josh. Thanks for trying, Officer Phelan said. Maybe Pete just needs more time to think. The kids left the police station and headed toward the main street. Now I'm really confused, Whistler said. It's almost like Pete wants to stay in jail. Something else has been bugging me, Josh said. If Pete did steal the baseballs, why didn't he hide them, then come back to the game? By living the way he did, he practically pointed a finger at himself. Whistler rubbed her temples. My brain is tired, she said. Your brain needs peanut butter, Josh said. It's a scientific fact. Then when your brain is stuck, you need something even stickier to get it unstuck. Peanut butter. Dink and Whitworth both shoved Josh. But they were hungry, so they followed him to his house on Farm Lane. Josh's mother was in the kitchen, still dressed in shorts and sneakers. She was looking through the window at Josh's younger brothers in the backyard. You made a great catch today, Mrs. Pinto, Whitworth said. Josh's mother looked at the kids. It was just luck, she said. The ball came right to me. And you knew about Mr. Talker's baseball? The kids quickly told her what they learned about Pete. Goodness, Josh's mother said. Pete Duncan seems to be the most honest person in the whole world. She headed out the room. Will you wash the boys while I shower? She asked Josh. Sure. And we're gonna make sandwiches, okay? Josh asked. Okay, and send your brothers in for their lunch in a few minutes, his mother said as she climbed the stairs. Josh made thick peanut butter sandwiches while Dink and Whitworth found the milk and 3 glasses. They ate outside at the picnic table. Josh's twin brothers were playing in with his dog Paul on the lawn. The 4-year-olds were tugging on one end of an old t-shirt. The other end was in Paul's mouth. The boys laughed and yelled. Paul growled and tossed his head back with and forth. All 3 were covered in dirt. Mom's gonna flip out when she sees what you're doing to your shirt, Josh yelled. It isn't our shirt, Brian yelled back. It's yours, Bradley chimed in. Both boys burst in giggles and ran running after Paul. Dink and Whitworth laughed. Bye-bye, shirt, Dink said. Probably one of my favorite shirts, Josh muttered. Then he jumped up and nearly spilled his milk. "Guys, there was a shirt at Pete's trailer," he said, as he sat on that chair. "I saw the shirt," Rufus said, licking peanut butter off his fingers. "So, I picked it up," Josh went on. "At the time I didn't really think about it, but now I realize that shirt is way too small to fit Pete. It must belong to someone else." "Like who?" Think out. "I don't know," Josh said, "but if he's not talking, maybe we can talk whoever owns that shirt." "Or we can find him," Dink said. "Or her," Rufus added. "Tom might be able to help," Josh said. He whistled, and his dog came trotting from behind the barn, quickly followed by Brian and Bracey. Tom flopped on the ground and plopped their both front paws on top of the wet, filthy teacher. "Mom wants you guys inside for lunch, and you better wash your hands," Josh told Brian and Bradley. "They're gross." They're clean," Bradley said. He and his brother held up 4 dirty hands. Josh leaned toward his little brother. "Mom's making you a surprise for lunch," he whispered. "Yay!" screamed Brian, heading for the door. "Wait up!" yelled Bradley as he raced after his brother. "Come on," Josh said to Dink and Rufus. He clipped the paws leash to his collar and tossed the ruined t-shirt onto the picnic table. Then they all headed back to the campsite. 5 minutes later they saw the trailer. Paul spotted a squirrel and began barking and tugging on the leash. The squirrel dashed up a tree as the kids approached the trailer. "Nobody's here," Rufus said, glancing around the clearing. "Well, someone has been," Josh said, pointing to the lawn chair. "The shirt is gone." And that is the end of chapter 7. See you next time with chapter 8. Bye!